Hello there! Smell that rain, huh? You know, when the weather's this bad, it can only mean one thing. Free comic book day. And we are here in beautiful downtown South Williamsport, Pennsylvania for the Isle of Comics Free Comic Book Day. Now I know what you're thinking. What does horror movie host, television producer Mr. Lobo know about comic books? Well, back in 1986, I made a zine called Nuke Nova. I had them in comic book shops all over Sacramento, California, and it did so well that I made this full-color comic called Nuke Nova, which bankrupted me for many, many years because it was thousands of dollars, and I still have maybe 4,000 copies of this. But now I don't do my own comics anymore, but I do have a hand in it. In the UK, there's a brand new comic book called Bizarre Dimensions. And because Mr. Lobo is so famous as a guide to the unknown and to the mysterious, I have been asked to be the spectral narrator, or the crypt keeper, if you will, for this collection of stories put out by Wrench Productions in the UK. So Mr. Lobo is fully qualified as a comic book producer, comic book publisher, comic book writer, artist, storyteller, and now I'm here to join my community here at the Free Comic Book Day. I mean, look at all this four-color splendor. You know, all of these wonderful comics here. You know, you smell those vegetable-based inks and the pulp paper and the Mylar bags, and you just know you're home. Mr. Lobo hopefully is going to find a home for his new comic book, Bizarre Dimensions, #1. I mean, it's sure to be a collector's item. It's signed by your horror host, Mr. Lobo, and it's imported from England. I mean, there's a lot of pretentious dweebs here who are real hot on, you know, English stuff. We could probably get a few in here. I think they would probably take a few hundred off our hands here at the Isle of Comics. I'll talk to Tracey and Joe, and we'll try our luck, shall we? Joe, you've got a great shop here. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. I noticed that there's a key issue that I really think you should have on display here at the store. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Amazing Fantasy 15, is it?
No, not that one.
Okay, maybe like a Detective Comics 27 with Batman?
No, that's not what I'm thinking of. No. This is a really important comic book that I think that any respectable comic book store should have on their wall of fame.
Yeah, what are we talking about here? What book are you referring to?
Bizarre Dimensions #1, signed by Mr. Lobo, published by Wrench Productions in the UK.
Really?
It's the first issue. It's a soon-to-be collector's item.
Oh, okay. That's great.
So you're gonna put it up there? Maybe I don't know.
No, I'll make room later, maybe.
Okay. All right. maybe you could bag it or board it.
I'll see what I can do with this.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Joe.
Okay.
It's going to go up on the wall. Free Comic Book Day. I mean, this is like a national holiday for comic book collectors, don't you think?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a huge event, and it's a great day to be able to introduce people into our industry.
And what do you obviously it's a community event, there's a lot of feelings about Comic Book Day. I mean, as far as not to get too gooey, but what does Free Comic Book Day mean to you?
Well, Free Comic Book Day to me is somewhat of the companies being able to give back to their fans a little bit, preview what's coming out and catch their interest for, their most popular properties, or even introduce them to something new. And it's just a wonderful experience all around. These shops, they're doing special things, and it just ends up being really cool events. Like there's a band here today, Audiobox, which was they played some great music, and we have great talent that's here doing work and signings and whatnot. It's pretty cool.
We got a little bit of a break, so we're going to sneak in here and talk to Mark McKenna, just a well-known figure in the world of comics. I mean, you have touched a lot of books, a lot of characters, made them look a little sharper, a little better, a little
Sounds
stronger,
a little dirty almost,
a little
too.
stronger. Yes, a little bit dirty. You've touched them.
I never touch Kitty Pryde.
Inappropriately. We're seeing a lot of fresh talent here, and standing right here to my right is Robbins, illustrator, comic book artist. How do you define yourself?
Freelance comic artist, basically.
Freelance comic artist. How long have you been illustrating or making comics?
Well, professionally, only 6 months.
6 months. Wow. So we got some really fresh talent here.
How we doing?
How are we doing? Hold on a second. Let me get a proper introduction. What was your name again, sir? I'm sorry.
Darren Auck.
Darren. One more time.
Darren Auck.
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 Yeah.
A-U-C-K. A-U-C-K.
Yep.
Okay, Darren Auck. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Just want to make sure we get it right.
And you're Mr. Lobo?
I am Mr. Lobo.
I'd like to see some ID.
Oh, okay.
God, he is Mr. Lobo. Okay, never mind.
We're here with Mike Oppenheimer. Did your grandfather invent the atomic bomb? Or am I confusing you with somebody else?
That's actually my great uncle was the one who was involved with that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I see that it's
Starting with the hard-hitting questions right off the bat.
you come by all this atomic stuff, honestly. I'm here with Jason Lenox, comic artist extraordinaire.
That's a stretch, but we'll take it.
And a lot of great drawing, great art. I see you've been drawing, and I can see by looking at your portfolio some of your influences. What were your favorite comics coming up?
I was like Mad Magazine as a kid.
Me too, absolutely. There was so much great art, and the writing was so sharp.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed Mad. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but I enjoyed Mad.
They make it, but don't read it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just not the same.
Okay.
This is Bizarre Dimensions, a new comic book featuring Mr. Lobo. Mr. Lobo, the host of Cinema Insomnia, the founder of channel OSI 74. I mean, this comic book is sure to be a collector's item. I mean, a collector's item with some people. I mean, I think a lot of people will like it. So I think you're guaranteed to at least hold its value. I would think if you were to get this comic book for your collection. I don't know. So what do you think? All right. Well, we got plenty of them here. Bizarre Dimensions, the new comic book featuring Mr. Lobo. Do gamma rays give you superpowers, or do you just die from radiation?
I think they just melt your skin. I think, yeah, I don't know if anybody turns green.
All right, well that's a shame.
Yeah,
but I guess
it's a bummer. It's a bummer when you really learn about it.
Sometimes science gets in the way.
Yeah.
We need more alternative facts, I think. So this is where all the magic happens, behind the counter, behind the scenes of the great American comic book shop, Isle of Comics in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Joe and Tracey. Tracey, Joe, welcome.
Thank you.
Tracey, this is Joe. Joe, meet Tracey.
Joe, nice to meet you.
I'm Mr. Lobo. Hi, how
Nice
are
to
you?
meet you.
Hi, I'm Mr. Lobo.
Hey, how you
Joe. This is
what's
this
up
is Paul.
there?
Hi,
The
Paul.
guy behind
Paul.
the scenes.
Paul,
There you
good to
go.
meet you. Yeah. Darren, out. Tell me. You know, you've worked on a lot of comics. You've been able to work on some beloved characters. You probably see a lot of familiar titles here.
Oh,
today.
yeah.
A lot of old friends.
That's right.
Tell me, what does Free Comic Book Day mean to you?
Free Comic Book Day, I think, is wonderful because you have a lot of people, like setting up at a show like this is a lot of fun because you have a lot of people come in, you meet people who know your old stuff, you make new friends, you talk shop, we geek out together, Joseph gives me comic books. I like that about Free Comic Book Day.
You know, the free comic books are a plus for Free Comic Book Day. Mr. McKenna,
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could sign my Moon Knight for me.
I never worked on Moon Knight. I certainly didn't work on this one.
All right. Well, I worked on this, so I could just sign mine for you.
Pass.
All right. Well, good to see you, Mark. Hi there. I'll take this, please.
Okay.
I don't have any money. I think I got some change out in my car. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You collect comics as well? You have boxes of comics?
Yeah, I have some boxes of comics in my basement hidden away underneath the stairwell, but yeah, I have a few.
What do you have? What do you have in your boxes?
Lots of old X-Men, lots of Heavy Metal magazine, lots of old Mad magazines. That's pretty much the extent of it.
Heavy Metal and Mad were both great anthologies. They collected a lot of artists that you don't see anywhere, and I think that's one of the great things about Free Comic Book Days. You get to kind of get exposed to a lot of different artists, maybe people you've never heard of.
It's a great time to sample some new stuff, check things out.
Did you always love comics?
No, I was a book snob.
A book snob?
Yeah.
You mean those things with the bindings and all the words?
With all the words and all the pages, yep. Until he put Preacher into my hand, and that was the end of it.
Preacher. I think there's a copy of Preacher right there.
There's a Preacher right
There.
there.
Hanging around.
So Preacher was your gateway. That was the tip of the iceberg.
Cutting your teeth.
My gateway drug.
And then you're like, do you have any more? Is that kind of how that went?
Yep, I didn't know that they came out monthly. I thought they came out every week. And what I had in my hand was a trade, and that was actually several months worth, actually.
Several months worth?
Yeah. So
and you're like, well, I've got to wait another month for this much more?
for more, just a little bit more every
Yeah.
time,
So this is like a tragic tale of addiction.
It is. I have to wait between books for a month.
Everything here is, at least a lot of them, represent a happy memory from childhood, from teen years. I mean, is there what are your favorite titles? What are the things that got you into comics and comic collecting?
Well, I try to read a little bit of everything, but of course, like most people who read comics, I'm really big into DC and Marvel, mostly DC. What got me into reading reading comics, actually, it was when I was a kid, was Adam West reruns of Batman. And when you happen to pop into the drugstore, this is way back when, but when you happen to pop into the drugstore and you had that spinner rack, and the first thing I saw on it was Batman, and managed to talk my mom into picking that up, and I've been hooked ever since.
How long have you been collecting comics?
Well, I started collecting as a teenager. My biggest piece that I ever bought, I bought Avengers #1 for $7 when I was about 13 years old, and my mom smacked me in the back of the head.
That's a lot of money when you're 11.
What are you doing, with that kind of, and now she's like very proud of me. Because I knew you had it right, because the book is worth, $3,000,
Oh boy, that's a good investment.
Yeah. But so I went from as a collector to thinking I want to do this as a living. And when I was in 12th grade, and a guidance counselor informed me that there wasn't a 13th grade, that I had to go think about what I want to do the rest of my life. And at that point, I was making Super 8 movies, and I was doodling in comic books. So he sent me to an art school in New York City called the School of Visual Arts, where actually was in the animation program. So they figured it's cartooning and animation together, kind of put them together, and filmmaking. So I lasted about a year and a half in that program, because everything back then was before computers.
Yeah.
So everything was hand-drawn. There used to be 770 drawings for 1 minute of hand-drawn animation.
That's grueling.
And somewhere around 220 drawings I started to crack,
Yeah.
So I ended up meeting the Newtown coordinator at DC Comics, because he was a prospective teacher at my school.
Yeah.
And then he said to me after I did samples that you can do this, and then once I heard that and it was in the back of my mind, I was all full steam ahead, Within 2 years, I was working at Marvel on staff and production.
What do we got here? I got the Jodorowsky. That's a gem right there for Free Comic Book Day. The ink by Jodorowsky and Mobius. Secret Empire. That's obviously going to be the big one this year.
Wow, that looks nice.
I got some stuff for my daughter. So,
This is for you, don't lie.
Yeah. Well, no, it's actually a pretty cool show.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Colorful monsters.
Yeah, and I hate Image. I hate Fairyland.
I hate...
Yeah, Scotty Young. That's fun stuff.
Wow, that looks really fun.
No, look at this. This is...
Pass. No. Okay.
That's why I love
There you go.
I don't know if you were at the convention. Were you guys at the
Take this
convention
away
a
from
couple
me.
weeks ago? Were you at this convention a couple weeks back?
No, I wasn't. This is
I read it was right there.
Insomniac. Mr. Lobo.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm just fine and dandy here.
Look at this. Wearing your colors, OSI 74, the home of Cinema Insomnia. This is one of my sleepless nights of insomnia. Joe Herb. Herb or Herb? Herb. Joe Herb. He's one of my biggest fans. He's the guy who comes to your table and has everything, right? You're going to be excited, Joe, because I have a new product for you, brand new Mr. Lobo merchandise. It's going to make you really excited. Wow. Okay.
Let's see it.
Made in England. Okay. Fully illustrated comic book starring Mr. Lobo. Okay, signed, all ready for you. It's called Bizarre Transmissions #1 from Wrench Productions. Isn't that great? Aren't you excited?
It's cool, Mr. Lobo. It's
What do you mean it's cool? Of course it's cool. You're going to buy one, right?
well,
You already have it? Joe, so where did you even get this? Isn't even available in the United States. How did you get one?
well, you see, there's this box that I saw out by this.
All right, yeah, all right. Good to see you. You guys seem to do Free Comic Book Day pretty big here. I mean, is there a reason? I mean, not necessarily is there a reason. Obviously, it's Free Comic Book Day in your comic book shop. But, you know, you've got a band, you've got people out there selling, you know, vendors selling food. I mean, I mean, I've done some Free Comic Book Days that you guys seem to really do it up big.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, there's nothing like bringing in, you know, the guys and ladies who create the books, you know, make them part of the event, because that's where it all, you know, all originates from.
Sure, the artists.
Sure, yeah, artists, writers, and yeah, definitely, you know, we know a lot of, you know, local, you know, people like, you know, Audiobox, who was right on board with the event, and that they were just fantastic today. And then we had, you know, Kiki, you know, with the cupcakes and the marshmallow NBA ladies. So, you know, it sort of just morphed, it just kept growing and growing and growing, and it's just like, oh my God, we're going to have to take over the parking lot to put this thing on.
Like a weird tentacle monster from a comic book. It just got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Acme barbecue.
Yeah, Acme barbecue. Yeah, that was fantastic.
What we were talking about here, I mean, it's a really wonderful community event.
Sure.
I mean, there aren't a lot of community spaces anymore. There aren't a lot of people where people just gather to be with their friends and neighbors and stuff.
Right.
And, you know, I've seen little kids and old people and all sorts of stuff, you know, half humans, androids, all kinds of people and non-people, potted plants, giraffes coming in and looking at comics. You know, it's not just, you know, the guy in the Flash t-shirt and living in his mom's basement, although I see you. Hi. How are you? But, you know, it's a whole spectrum of people, you know, male, female, undecided. You know, it's really an amazing cross-section of the community that comes in here. I'd like to talk about this real quick. This is an exclusive just for Isle of Comics, it looks like. And did you work on this with Mike?
That's correct. Mike Oppenheimer came up with the concept of doing kind of like homage to Avengers 223 cover, which was Hawkeye shooting Ant-Man out of his bow. And Mike came up with the concept to do this, and then he put it together in pencil.
Oh, I see. It's the same layout, only you've got Rocket here and Groot.
Right. Well, this is the original.
Oh, see now I understand. Yeah. That's awesome. That's great.
Mike came up with the concept, and he started to draw it, then he handed it over to me. And I've been inking comics for 32 years, so I put my touch on it, and went back to Mike, who probably hadn't slept in 2 days, and he colored it up and then added all the text, and it looks pretty spiffy.
Yeah, it looks great. I love it. It's fantastic.
To me, as far as Free Comic Book Day goes, I just think it's a great day to expose people to comics that maybe might otherwise not have been into it, might not have come in the door. People love the word free, so.
People do love the word free. Free beer might bring in more people.
Yeah, oh yeah, that would be, probably have to close the building down.
Yeah,
close the street off. Yeah.
Gluten-free, maybe, would bring in some people.
Yeah, some people. Very specific.
Very specific group. But, you know, it is a place where you can sample new work, different work. You know, it's kind of like the chocolate sampler where you've got like, okay, this one's got nuts, this one's got cherries, I'm not sure. I'm finally going to try that weird maple thing. Maybe I'll like it.
Joe's got a great shop here, and he's nice enough to invite me. I'm usually a guest at his shows, like the Williamsport show. Looking forward to the Nittany Con coming up in September. So this is like my extended family. These guys are great.
Tracey, Joe, thank you so much for inviting us here to enjoy Free Comic Book Day. And also, you know, we had a lot of fun earlier, you know, playing back and forth that you didn't really want my comic book, Bizarre Dimensions #1, which of course is only available in the UK. And of course I can have all of these ones here. This will probably last you a couple of weeks. You know, obviously you will need them for your shop. So here they are. So thanks again so much. Really appreciate it, and thank you for joining us at Free Comic Book Day here at the Isle of Comics in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. We'll see you soon.
What are we going to do with this?
Could line the parrot cages.
Bye.